Let's take a look at the NBA now, Tom. We'll talk about LeBron James. And now being down 0-2 to the Boston Celtics. They competed last night. We'll check out some of the video B-roll that we have to show you guys here. And LeBron still had a good game despite actually leaving.
He was feeling it early. I mean, he is not a great three-point shooter across his career, but he was hitting them from deep last night. Now, he had some nice shooters touch like there, but then he left on this play, or this next play here after he hit that nice fadeaway three. LeBron drove to the lane, and Jason Tatum caught him with his shoulder. It was on accident. There was nothing malicious there.
That stuff happens.
Tatum was trying to go out wide. LeBron tried to cut out in the middle there, and LeBron, he was not okay, and you can kind of tell he was kind of, had that little head moment there, like, ooh, he came back very quickly. We make a lot of notes about the NFL. The concussions kind of seemed like maybe that might have been the case there for LeBron, but the first half belonged to the Cavs, and then the Celtics just took over. I mean, this was a classic example of, yes, the Cavs have the best player by far on the court, but the rest of the team just did not show up. I mean, outside of Kevin Love, the Cavs were bad last night, and the Celtics as a team just wrecked them. Marcus Smart stepped up, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier, Al Horford. The Celtics were a better basketball team last night, and it showed. And the Cavs now down 2-0. The Celtics, by the way, I'll make note of this right now.
Yeah.
37-0 in a 7-game series when they have had a 2-0 series lead. So historically, it's over.
So they're going to win, essentially.
They're going to win. And then, we've seen it in the past with LeBron when before he leaves, he just kind of goes out in a dud. In a dud series against the Celtics in the past and with the Heat as well.
You know what I saw on the interwebs this morning? The phrase organizational fatigue. Is he growing tired of the Cavaliers organization? And that's the big-time storyline here as we head into Game 3, as you see, 7:30 on Saturday, Tom. I mean, this could be the end of LeBron in Cleveland.
Yes and no. There were definitely times when LeBron just kind of threw up his hands and were like, what on earth are you guys doing out there? Play basketball. But I also saw something I didn't see when LeBron had previously, more or less quit on his team. There was a point where the Cavs were down about 10 points late in the fourth quarter. There was a turnover. LeBron kind of was had this half second of gosh darn it, you turn the ball over again. And then he sprinted down the court and made a great block. He actually did that twice where he had key defensive stops. So LeBron did not stop playing last night. Now we'll see if that's the case if they fall behind 3-0 or if they fall behind 3-1. But LeBron didn't bail on the Cavs the way we've seen him in the past. And the man had a triple-double. It's insane to me that the Cavs were not that far removed from winning an NBA title. And outside of Kevin Love, they're just not showing up. George Hill's been a non-factor. Jordan Clarkson has been a non-factor. Kyle Korver hits some shots every game. Tristan Thompson is a shell of what we've seen in the past.
Sure.
It's just so strange for me to see this go down. And
isn't it kind of sad? I mean, it's hard to be all in on LeBron when you're not a Cavs fan because he's been so successful before, but I want to see LeBron do well. And
it's better for the sport.
It is better for the sport, and you look at the team around him, it's almost not fair because it's too much pressure on him.
And I'll make note of this as well, and this is something friend of the show, James Yoder, has mentioned to me multiple times.
Yep.
LeBron hasn't committed to the team beyond this year, and you do have to wonder, I think it's fair to say this, if LeBron would have committed 3 years ago and say, I'm staying in Cleveland forever, wouldn't that provide just some more organizational structure and clarity that would have allowed them to get maybe a better coach or get better players because teams are going to go, I'm not going to sign or I'm not going to go allow for a trade there because LeBron's going to leave. I do think the big thing for LeBron, David Griffin leaving, he is not a fan of. Mm-hmm. And we know he has some issues with Dan Gilbert as well. So that's kind of the concern to me with LeBron. With the way they've played through 2 games, I've always said he's going to stay in Cleveland. I feel less confident now.
Now, Vegas has weighed in on this, and they've weighed in multiple times about where LeBron James could go in summer of 2018. And the odds right now as we stand, we have the Cavaliers as the favorite, but they are also tied with another team. So we'll go through the teams here for top destinations for LeBron James as we enter free agency. And we will start with the Cavs because I think it makes the most sense, and Vegas still thinks they are a favorite, of course, to keep him. Now, the deal with the Cavs is, let's say LeBron James and this team rattle off a string of wins. They beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. They win the NBA Finals. He's staying. That is a lock-in, bet on it.
Even if they make the playoffs, I think he's going to stay. Plain and simple.
Make the finals, yeah.
Finals, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe what we could see is, because we'll go through these teams, I don't think there's a great fit or a great ideal landing spot. Maybe you see a scenario where LeBron does a 1-year deal with an option again, And then we play this game again next offseason, and he tries to go somewhere else instead. Because I just don't know if there's an ideal fit for LeBron with the way the NBA is currently set up.
All right, let's take a look at the Houston Rockets here, and what a story this would be if that were to go down. Plus 250 odds to land LeBron James. So here is one theory that I have. He opts in with the Cavs, but then requests a trade to the Houston Rockets. That would actually be the most
That's the way it makes the most sense money-wise.
To make it happen. Yes, in terms of financials here. Otherwise, Houston's going to have to play around with their salary cap to land LeBron in free agency.
Because CP3 and Harden are already there, it's really tough to make that work. That's why I have my doubts about the Houston Rockets.
But it's interesting with the Vegas odds that they have at plus 250 to land James. All right, let's go to the L.A. Lakers here. So we're talking about Brandon Ingram and Alonzo as well. Then you throw in LeBron James, and the big-time question here is...
I would assume Paul George.
Paul George as well. Yep, absolutely. They got 2 max contracts that they can play with, the Lakers can. And you also point to, if LeBron James goes to the West, wouldn't you think it would be the Rockets over anybody else?
If he's trying to win, yeah, you would think Houston just because of the way that roster is currently set up. And I don't know if LeBron really wants to deal with the Ball family. Now, I do think LeBron likes Lonzo, but that's just a whole other thing you have to factor in there. I'll make note of this with the Lakers. We play this game every single year. This is the year the L.A. makes a big move in free agency, that they get that superstar they've been coveting. And every year right around this time, we already had the one report. Oh, no, next year. Well,
they better do it this year, Tom.
Next year we're going to make it the year.
2 max contracts? Are you kidding me?
Next year's the year we're going to go out and get Paul George, or next year we're going to get Kawhi Leonard. So every year we play that game with L.A. of, oh, this is the season that we make that big free agency move. I'm kind of at the point where I'll believe it when I see it.
All right. We got the Lakers there, plus 400 odds to land LeBron. And finally, the 76ers, which I think would be a really fine destination. Everybody's like, well, Ben Simmons and LeBron aren't going to mesh together. Barkley has chimed in on this. A few other pundits out there that are saying that there is just no way it's going to go down. But I'll tell you this. There has been a report that LeBron is okay with playing off the ball. Then Ben Simmons takes charge there.
That's the only way this works.
Yeah.
Because you have to play one of Simmons or LeBron off ball, and if it's Simmons, why bother? Because he just cannot shoot.
Sure.
And LeBron has shown a better three-point shot, especially this playoff, especially against the Celtics. He was good early on. If he does want to actually play off ball and kind of extend his career length, then Philadelphia makes some sense.
Yeah. All right, so the Sixers are there as well. That is my pick here. They have the longest odds according to Vegas.
All those odds are pretty high, though.
Yeah.
I'll make note of that. That's very intriguing to me.
Yep. And there's some long shots out there, Tom. Maybe, the Warriors? No, that's not going to happen.
Stop it.
That's not going to happen.
That's not fair.